My focus was shifting like every 30 seconds from one thing to the next, 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 and you get it. I was tired and frustrated because by the end of the day, I felt like I had touched a billion different tasks and completed zero. Today in this video, I want to share what helped me to get out of this shifting focus trap. So it was a couple of months into the pandemic where I started to suddenly feel a sense of being overwhelmed. May, June 2020. Remember at that time there was this talk about flatten the curve, that if we just go into enough lockdowns then there would be reduced number of COVID cases and so on. Well, here we are 2 years later and we're kind of still in the same place of in and out of restrictions. So I started to feel overwhelmed. And this was mainly because I was shifting my focus on different things. I had just left my job, I had just launched a new business, I had moved to a new city, and there were just so many things happening that I started to feel overwhelmed. There were many things I had to do. Prepare a wedding, make sure that my existing customers are happy, growing my business. I was thinking of hiring people. Like there are so many considerations, and my focus was shifting like every 30 seconds from one thing to the next, 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 and you get it. I was tired and frustrated because by the end of the day I felt like I had touched a billion different tasks and completed zero. Maybe I'm the only one that has this struggle, but today in this video I want to share what helped me to get out of this shifting focus trap. And it wasn't until I went into a Muji shop here in Thailand to find a planner that would help me, and this is this planner. Actually, that's the planner for 2022, the second one. I've been having this one for the whole of last year and it has helped me tremendously. So here's how it works. This planner has a weekly overview of what happens in each week, and on the other side it has an empty page. So on this empty page I do 4 things. Right here with my hand, I write here VIPs, and I write all the VIPs that are important in my life. So number 1 obviously is my wife, and I hope she watches this video. Hello. And then next my 2 sons, and then our family, and then our friends. And I put all of the names here just as an intentional reminder to reach out to them, to check in on them, to maybe send them a gift or a card or whatever it is, to show them I care for them. So that's setting my intention for my VIPs in my life. Next, I write here, roughly around here, I write the intentions for that week. How do I want to show up in that week? So do I want to be playful? Do I want to be fun? Do I want to be, super hyper productive? Do I want to believe for bigger things? Whatever that intention is for the week, I write it here. Speaking of intentional, I think I might do a video on that. And then here on the bottom, top right, from your view, it's going to be the waiting for list. So all the things that I need to wait for. I don't know, I'm waiting for a payment for a client. I'm waiting for an important document from the government. I am waiting for a call back from a prospect client. Whatever it is, I write it here so I don't forget it. Because many times when we send out an email, we feel like, oh great, I responded to an email, but we forget that we are actually waiting for somebody to come back so that the task can continue. So I write here on the top right, I write everything that's waiting for. Now, the rest of the page, roughly 2/3 of the page, or yeah, probably more than 80% of the page, is reserved for tasks, and I categorize them by buckets. And this is how it works for me. I have few big ticket items that I work on, for example, for my company. Those are of strategic importance, strategic focus, and they're the ones that are right here for my company. And then I write tasks that I have to do for a project that I'm working on, tasks that I work on in my coaching business, tasks that I work on for life admin or finance. So those are things that I write down. And by having buckets in place, I give my brain a sense of security, a sense of not being overwhelmed. Rather than writing a big to-do list with unrelated tasks one after the other, I categorize them, and it helps my brain tremendously to feel less overwhelmed and less stressed. So this is this page. Now we come to this page. This is the page, the calendar page. And what I do is I write, and you call me crazy for it, but it works for me, is I write out the appointments or things that I have to do at a specific place at a specific time, and I write them out here. I essentially copy them from my Google Calendar. Now you may be asking, you have it in your Google Calendar, why do the work of writing everything out here? And I was thinking exactly the same thing. When my wife said, I think this planner could help you, I say, I have a Google Calendar. Well, because whatever I was doing before didn't work, I just gave it a try, and it helped me so much. And here's why. I think that's why. Every Sunday night I sit down and I write down my appointments for the week, or I go through the appointments for the week, and by writing them down, my brain is somehow registering them. I found out in university that whatever goes through my hand gets stuck in the brain. So that's why writing is somehow a way that I learn, that my brain learns. I don't know, it works for me, is great. It takes 10 minutes maybe max to write everything down here. In the second column I write things that I need to do on that day, but not at a specific time. So I look at the important and urgent tasks here, and I copy them here per day that I need to get done on a particular day. Maybe I have an important training that I facilitate the next week, so I need to start preparing for it. So I just write it here so that it's there. And then third thing, I assign time for each bucket. So for example, my company, strategic goals, I assign 1 hour every day to work on this. Then I have an important client project that I'm working on. I assign 1 hour every other day to work on this. Life admin stuff. I need to align some stuff with my wife and or with the school for my son. And then I just assign some time for it in the week. And this helps me to stop shifting from one topic to another. And because I know that right now it's the bucket of strategic focus for my company. Right now is the bucket for life admin. Right now is the bucket for client project number 1, and so on. So this helps me to say like, okay, I'm gonna dedicate this 1 hour for this. Now, you may be saying, okay, 1 hour may be too much, and you're right. Sometimes 1 hour is too much time, and in the process you get distracted and you start checking Facebook, or I don't know, going on Google Maps and checking out what Manhattan looks like in Google Street View. I really don't know who would ever do that, but I heard somebody did that. I don't know. So by reducing the amount of time that you assign for certain tasks, you actually become more productive. So for example, okay, I'm gonna work only 20 minutes on life admin. So in these 20 minutes, I become hyper productive because my brain knows I only have 20 minutes and then I have to do my next thing. And in these 20 minutes, I get so much done. It's incredible. Probably more than if I had allocated 45 minutes or 1 hour, because in this 1 hour, my brain gets tricked into thinking, oh, I got time. It's not that urgent. And then you become slower. You may check social media in the meantime, or you get distracted by some other task. So that really helps me to reduce the amount of available time for a specific task to then get things done. So this, the 2022, I'm on my second year with this format now. It really helps me. It's helped me stay focused, reduce stress, have a sense of control over all the craziness that's happening. And lastly, it gives me a sense of accomplishment and fulfillment, because I know that what I'm working on really matters, and what I'm working on is something that really helps move my life forward in the direction of my goals. All right, this is it. If you like this content, don't forget to hit subscribe, like, comment, share. You know the drill, and I hope to see you for the next video. Bye-bye.